afternoon. Thank you, Ann, for that kind introduction, and it is great to be here. And I mean, this has been impressive. Chris, I didn't know you were married to such a talented man that whistles like that. That is truly amazing.
I'm married to the real talented one.
Well, I know how that is. So, and then, sir, congratulations to you and on your award today. And certainly I'm very proud of Caroline. But it is truly an honor to be with you this afternoon for a few minutes to share with you just briefly. I know I don't want to take too long. I know today is a special day in the history of America because it's a day that we will always remember 9/11. And it's once a special day in many ways. It's a sad day. And then, of course, Caroline and I were here on 9/11, 2001. And it was the day that we actually were taking our daughter to her first little day out program at our church. And so we were, now Caroline wasn't trying to take Maryland off to let somebody else take care of her, but she did want to go buy groceries and do things like that. So it was a little program where a couple hours she could go play at the church, and while Caroline could run some errands and things. And that was the first day. And so that sort of has lived with us. And I think we've even got a photograph of out in the parking lot when we were taking her in that day. And then, of course, the tragic, the news yesterday, we learned about Charlie Kirk. So it's been a big week here in Washington, D.C. But I'm honored to be with you, and thank you for all you do for Eagle Forum and the work that you do. But obviously, today is a very special day for me because it's not every day that a husband gets the privilege to see his wife honored in such a way. And I'm deeply grateful to Eagle Forum for recognizing Caroline and this award. And she's involved with many, many things, I can tell you. Many organizations she's involved with, like not full-time, but part-time with. But her role as homemaker has to be her favorite and of what she does. And Caroline has been, and certainly she continues to be, the heart of our home. And over the years, Caroline has helped our family stay grounded. I know she keeps me grounded. But she lives out every day, day in and day out, to the calling of being a mother and a homemaker with grace and strength. And I know firsthand that her work as a wife and a mother is very foundational to my job as I serve in public life, as Ann mentioned. Without her, I simply couldn't do what I do. And we are a team. She no doubt is my closest advisor, and she is my, no question about it, she is my best friend. And so I'm honored to be here today to see her receive this award. But I'm glad to see so many people of Alabama is well represented. As Caroline says, we have friends here that from the Washington area that are here for Eagle Forum. But thank you for all you do, what Eagle Forum does, what you've stood for so long. And it's good to see Uni here today, Uni Smith, who obviously is someone that has been a pillar in the state of Alabama when it comes to pro-life and pro-family issues and that community, and standing strong for so long. And so, Uni, it's good to see you here today. And Caroline, I've known her for decades. But I do want to admit I have not always been a fan of Eagle Forum. I'm going to have to admit it. So I thought it'd be a good time to go ahead and confess. But Uni was president of Eagle Forum for a long time, and she was, like I said, the pillar of that in Alabama. She and a lot of other ladies, of course, she and Becky still do great work, as well as so many others do that help them out. But my confession was just after we got married, we actually knew Uni at that time. And as a young couple, Uni had, I think, and Caroline was probably in her late 20s at the time, and Uni saw the leadership capabilities and talents in Caroline, and she called her up, and at that time we had just gotten married. I mean, maybe a few months, and maybe a few weeks, and we had just moved in the house we bought, and Uni called her up and asked her about doing some work for them. And but all was well and good, but she wanted her to do field work. And what that meant was that she would travel away from the home. And one particular place she wanted her to go, and I don't know if you remember this, wanted her to go to Mobile, which is like 5 hours away, and do work down there. Well, the problem was, evidently she wanted me to stay home by myself, and therefore I would have to fend for myself, and my wife would be out on the road working for Eagle Forum. And I was not happy with Eagle Forum, and I was not happy with Uni. That she was taking my new wife away and sending her around the state of Alabama doing some field work. And I told Caroline, I said, I just can't believe that a pro-family organization would do this. And it was very frustrating for me at the time. Like I said, had just gotten married, and she was right there by my side, and I didn't want to give her up even for a few days. And I don't remember exactly what happened. I don't remember if you went to Mobile or not, Caroline. But I may have pitched such a fit you didn't. But I was none too pleased. But at the end of the day, I found a soft spot in my heart for Eagle Forum. And I forgave everybody, forgave Uni. And it was not long after that I decided to run for Congress, and Eagle Forum endorsed me and was right there by my side. And so I'm very happy to say that we have a great relationship today and continue to have. But there was that little few times there. So, but that was a long time ago. Since Caroline and I we got married in 1994, and since that time, we've worked on a lot of projects together. We always like to say that literally within the first 2 years of our marriage is when I decided to run for Congress, and that was a trial by fire and running for Congress. She was in her late 20s, and I was 30. And to take on a congressional campaign at that age, we didn't know what we didn't know. And it was probably a good thing. But the most important thing project that Caroline and I have taken on is raising two wonderful children. We've got one daughter and one son, Mary Elliott. She is now living up in Huntsville in Alabama, and just got married as Ann mentioned, got married earlier this year, and to Grant, who we're very proud of as well. And then we have a son, Robert Hayes, who is a senior at Auburn, and we're just very proud of all of them, and we're just very thankful. And I know that Caroline's work as a homemaker and making sure she was always there for them has rubbed off on them, and we can see the evidence of that today. But what is true of our family is true for millions of families across the country. Homemakers are so often unrecognized, as we've already talked about earlier. And the homemakers are really the quiet strength of America. They teach children right from wrong. They instill values that no government program can replicate. They nurture. The homemaker guides a family. They love the family in ways that really keep society as a whole. Some of y'all know the name Alex de Tocqueville, and you've heard his name being quoted, or his quotes from time to time. One thing he talks about America being great because America is good. But also Alex de Tocqueville, when he toured the United States back in the 1800s, when he was going around trying to go across the country to find out, and we were a very young nation, remember in the early 1800s, why America was set apart, why America was different from all the other countries in the world. And even even as a young nation, something was different about America. And while he toured, he was particularly impressed by the women. And no doubt it was because the women had true Christian faith, and that's what he saw in the American family and what he saw in the woman. And after talking about the role of America, he said this, and let me quote: "If one asks me to what do I think one must principally attribute the singular prosperity and growing force of the American people," he wrote, "I would answer that is the superiority of its woman." And this was true then, and I believe it's true now. And certainly it's true of Caroline, and I believe that the statement reflects the strength of Eagle Forum women and the principles of home and family that you work so hard to defend. We live in a time when family is clearly under cultural and political assault. But the truth has not changed. Strong families are the cornerstone of a strong nation. And I sincerely do appreciate the work that Eagle Forum does to advocate for pro-family, for pro-marriage, and celebrate the contributions that mothers have made and continue to make. The founders of this country assumed a certain kind of citizen, one shaped by faith, discipline, and virtue, qualities that are taught in the home. And that's why protecting the family is not just a cultural issue. It's really a national security issue. Because without a strong family, you can't have a strong nation, and your nation can't be free. And that's why Eagle Forum matters so much. It's critical to remind our nation that freedom is not only preserved in the halls of Congress, but more than anywhere else, it's preserved around the dinner table, in the living rooms, and in the daily life of the home. And this year, by God's grace and hard work of so many conservatives, we've accomplished a lot of victories across all three branches of government. We've seen progress on protecting the rights of parents to direct children's education. In that landmark case decision recently that came out, Muhammad versus Taylor. We've worked very closely with President Trump and the White House Faith Office to defend religious freedom and ensuring that families and churches are free to live out their convictions. And Congress continued to stand strong for the unborn by passing legislation to defund big abortion and protect life in the One Big Beautiful Bill. But our work is far from over. In fact, we're entering a critical time in our nation's political life. The 2026 elections are just around the corner, and the Republican majority in the House is very, very narrow. It just got even narrow yesterday. The Republicans can afford to lose 2 votes now. If we lose the majority in the next election, it'll put so much for what we fought for at risk. So the fight to hold the House is not just about politics. It's about whether the values that we hold close and that we hold dear will have a voice in Washington, D.C. And I believe the answer depends on whether we remain engaged and unafraid to stand boldly for truth in the traditional family. As I reflect on my own life, I'm reminded that my first interest and my first desires in seeing this played out began when I was a young boy at home, shaped by my parents who taught me faith and hard work and integrity. And not only my parents did that, but also my grandparents as well. And it would be an understatement to say that that those foundations that made America great and continue on throughout every day. And I want to again just say thank you for Caroline's receiving this award today. It's really meaningful to me because I know how much she does, and she is really at the heart of this. I wonder sometimes when people get awards that in some organizations that they don't always reflect what they are, but this is truly one that truly does. So Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with you a little bit today. It's an honor for me to represent America in the United States Congress, and I say that even though I represent the 4th District of Alabama. I vote on issues that affect every American, and sometimes even people around the world, because America has such a big footprint. And when I'm in groups like this, I always like to remind people, you may not can vote for me, but I can vote for you on those issues that matter for the family, and to make sure that America stands strong and we uphold those pro-life values and pro-family values that hasn't made America great. So thank you. May God bless. May God bless the American family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.